Hello and welcome back to the 16th episode of this Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the Definitive Edition playthrough. I think today calls for our first vehicle submission, and we'll start off with a taxi, but we're not going to do the whole 100 fares, we'll do 50. 50 here in Vice City Beach, and then 50 at Vice City Mainland later date. We need to find ourselves a taxi. This will be a long episode, if you care to follow it. So time is of the essence right now to get it started. Oh, right there. Beautiful.
You're taking breath from my children's mouth.
And the American
So let's toggle this vehicle submission, taxi driver for a fare.
The American principle of being annoyed and loud so
there.
nobody can get a word in.
Hey,
Thanks
Gabby,
again. Only
over
time will
here,
tell.
baby.
Now the subject we are discussing right now and pressing issues with me,
Destination
Maurice,
Pizza
for your
Restaurant in
enlightenment and
Vice
enjoyment
Point.
is a very serious one. Oh, let's see.
Let's try and get
case you
50 in a
haven't
row
noticed, Vice City is not a very safe place. These are troubled times.
without
we are a troubled
exiting
people.
or
Some would say we
running
are
out of
people
time.
at war with ourselves. Others would
I think
say
that will give us
we
the
are at
best
war with reality.
income
Those who live in other countries and strive to own our fast food
consecutively,
restaurants and quickie marts
but
would
it
say
isn't
we are a bloodthirsty bunch of
required.
racists who let children buy guns from the
We'll see how it
supermarkets.
goes.
Another opinion is that it is the work of society that, as Plato said, people don't mean to hate each other. It happens because they are poor or desperate or really thirsty or in need of a vacation or something. Another view is that we are all a little confused and we should stay at home, lock the doors, and forget about everything as quickly as possible.
You're killing me!
Let's address the issue, eh? Sitting on our panel right now, we have three divergent opinions. Three separate islands of insanity in a rolling sea of stupidity. Three wise men following very different stars.
Speed
Am I
bonus.
right? To everyone's brain, in fact. We have Congressman Alex Shrub, the youngest state
Per fare,
congressman
well, let's
ever
do it.
to be elected by Vice City, and now a respected man in
Nomination,
capital.
nomination
Mr.
basis
Shrub got
for a
elected because he has
second
great
fare.
hair and says things that make you nod your head. His campaign appealed to the wealthy because he set all of us at ease by finally confirming it's okay to be rich. What was to say here about the children? Mr. Shrub,
No, not top of
That's
the
not entirely Maurice. My campaign also appealed to the poor. Who were too stupid to understand what I'm saying. So I held up pretty pictures and I gave out candy bars to appeal to their most base instincts. Thanks, Maurice. I'm glad to be given this opportunity to set the record straight.
haven't given you any opportunity yet, my heartless friend. Let me introduce my other guest first.
I hope this isn't going to get personal. I love Vice
Also
City
from Bay
more
Up
than
Injection.
anyone in my country.
Yes, that's coming from the man who got elected by calling his opponent a buffalo butt and a fat henpecked wimp that couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. Anyway, our next guest is from the opposite end of the political spectrum. A man so wet, he looks like he just
I'm not
stepped out of
liking
the
these
shower. Peace Corps
massive
activist, hippie
drives
concert date
per
worker,
fare.
founder of the group Speaking for the Underdog. He is fluent in 7 languages and studied the harp in Peru. Callum Gracia.
Hi, Maurice. Hola. Buenos dias and noches. Bonjour and buongiorno. Welcome.
Probably nobody wants to
Hello,
hear this
hello.
song, huh?
Hi.
Hey, let's stick to English. Most of us struggle enough with that. Welcome to Pressing Issues. And lastly, we have a man with a novel solution to the problems of public safety in Vice City. A solution so stupid, I cannot bring myself to explain it for him. Yet like breakdancing, it is sadly catching on. A man who appears on this fine show because our previous know-it-all panelist was carjacked and is now at home arming himself to the teeth. I give you John F. Piccoli.
How y'all doing?
Indeed. So, before we get started, gentlemen, let me remind you of the rules of engagement. Here on Pressing Issues, the #1 rated show on public radio in the Vice City area and hosted by me, Maurice Chavez, Pressing Issues is about free speech, not feeding each other hammer, literally or metaphorically.
My mother used to grow that stuff in the backwoods of Missouri. Best I tell you what.
Yes, thank you. I expect you to listen to each other, and I will only step in where necessary so people on the air don't forget what my voice sounds like. So, I want a clean fight. Nothing below the belt or in the chops. And remember Maurice's motto, which a very wise man, my father, once told me. If you risk Listen,
The Marine
one
and Ocean
day you
Beach.
might be hurt, and
Yeah,
when in doubt,
third.
use the smell test. That's so important.
Fourth.
So, boys, let's start with crime is up. People are scared to walk the streets. Nobody's taking public transportation. Police mortals and everyone is squealing and naming and giving each other the finger. Metaphorically speaking. Do you think the
This
government
taxi
is doing a
doesn't
good
drive
job?
too bad.
Absolutely. Those statistics are interesting, but like all statistics, they are also irrelevant. And let me give you a better statistic, Chavez. In 1980, when I was elected, you were, according to the intelligence gathering, you were you worked as a clerk at birthday parties, corporate functions, bar mitzvahs, and go-go bars. You, realizing that you were a hollow man that can only take on the personality of others, decided to become an actor. Despite knowing the whole 17 auditions that year, you only got work as a fluffer in a sex ed video. Your tax returns show that you earn less than $2,000, suffering from anxiety. You attended group therapy for a year to consider getting a sex change. An idiot liberal felt sorry for you, and now you host your own radio show, write a newspaper column, buy a cage. You got an ex-wife and an attractive girlfriend, although she's married to your best friend, and you're on top of the world. So answer me this. Can you really say that years of living under my administration have been bad for you?
We are not talking about me. This is pressing issues, not pressing Maurice.
Yes, excuse me if I may. Can we get to the part where we press the issue?
You see, that's what's wrong with this city. Liberals just want to open the floodgates, let anyone in and make you, the ordinary, hard-working men and women, pay for the pleasure. Well, you have my permission to beat them with
beach
sticks.
in
We won't
Washington
prosecute.
Beach.
You'll be doing us all a favor. Free love, wig out, no work, make love in the field, and listen to rock and roll or whatever you call it. Meanwhile, Grayshaw, I know your father. He's made a lot of money, which makes him a great person, but for every good conservative, they end up having some wacko common kid just back from a vacation in the Orient who wants to share. Go take that share in business to Cuba or Canada or somewhere. I don't have a trust fund or a rich daddy. I know what it is to be poor, to look at the world from the other side. I slept my way to the top.
If you two would stop hooting and carrying on, I have a plan that will save Florida from the yellow-bellied snakes that want to slither into this great state from all places north.
Oh, stunt-jumping Jethro's using all three of his brain cells to talk.
Literally on the beach.
It just started and you have proved yourself, Mr. Shrub, to be just as they said. I grant you, 1980 was not a high point in my career, but I never applied for a sex change. I was merely
Five
in
and a
an
row bonus.
exploratory phase, and besides which, I saw the wheat-free clown was a funny act. Once voted best up-and-coming dietary restricted comic act in the whole of Vice City. I tried to take it to the Catskills, but Mount Scary Lodge was full. Besides, we are not talking about me, we are talking about you.
Actually, if I remember correctly, you didn't marry the meat-free mime one. In fact, under legislation I am proposing, all of you vegetarian would be kicked out of Vice City. We were given canines and bicuspids for a reason. Open packages of potato chips.
Hey, don't get me wrong, I always hated that beach. What's funny about a woman not eating a hamburger? Or I saving a chicken from the slaughterous hens? Or her big act, I am a milk cow, a lactating machine for your breakfast cereal. How do you think the little kitty enjoyed that on his time? Not very much. There were tears, not laughter. I can assure you, vegetarian performance art must be stopped.
Jumping Jehoshaphat on a pogo stick. You city slickers got more issues than a newsstand. Can we talk about public
Just
safety
blocking
here?
traffic.
I'm late to my husband's funeral.
Is there a
Jules
corner on the coffee
Gospel.
gun listener to get to? Get some chitlins and grits in the oven? You got a date with your sister, eh?
Hey, be nice, man. I just want to talk a little politics and you made it all personal.
Right. Let's all stop thinking, especially you, Shrub. I've got my eye on you. Public confidences are not. Nobody feels safe. Just the other night, I saw a man running amok with a gun shouting we needed to defend ourselves. Gun sales are up. Book sales are down. What do you think, Johnny Hickory? Please, press the issue.
All right, that's fair. Sticking to the matter at hand. Well, it's quite simple, mister. Immigration is the way. People are flooding into our state from all over America. Trash. It's quite simple. They're bringing their highfalutin, uppity, out-of-state ways and corrupting the place. Ruining it. That's why I and my organization propose we take Florida out of the Union. We start anew as our own country and ban people from Missouri, or Kentucky, or Philadelphia, or any of them fancy places that set foot on our soil.
blocks? Have you read the Constitution?
Yeah, I sure have. It talks about freedom. Freedom for Florida from the stamps of people moving here to retire, go on vacation. Build your own damn theme park in your own damn state. Florida theme parks is for Florida people only. That's what I say. I mean, I don't go to Alabama to visit a theme park, so why do they come here?
Mr. Hickory, your views are a little extreme.
What the
Plus,
hell was
I
that?
don't believe there are thinkers in
They should stop coming down my way and build redneck land or whatever. Damn redneck dicks ain't got no class. My views ain't extreme, mister. They're common sense. And what a lot of people would say if they have the guts. If you get immigrate here from all over the so-called United States, guess what? There's no more room. We're gonna pile on top of each other like they are in Australia. What we're gonna do soon, build a river, a river which runs from the coast to coast, cuts us off from the 47 states, waste rules and bad influencers to the north. We are going to cut Florida off from the mainland of our oppressors, float out to sea. Then, the nation of Florida will be free to start over. There'll be no long-ass lines at the log flume or the pirate shipwright when I take over. You and the kids will be able to ride the rides all day.
I feel like we
will
should probably
have
pop
a
in here
roller coaster
paint
for each
spray.
and every Florida family.
Wish
You
we did
know,
have a
you're
massive
bordering
head
on
on.
treason. What you are saying is a very naughty thing, and only because here on pressing issues do we believe so wholeheartedly in free speech are we allowing it.
It's the truth, my friend, the damn truth. And before you start, I am not a racist. I hate everybody, irrelevant of other issues. But I especially hate Yankees, by which I mean anyone from Georgia or further north. Build your own theme parks, buy your own sun, grow your own damn mosquito-infested swamp, pal. We're gonna build ourselves a river. FBI, CIA, I don't give a damn. They can't stop us. You shrub, yellow-bellied pie-wearing, bribe-taking hypocrite. What have you done for Vice City up there in Washington?
I've ensured important tax breaks for gun retailers, real estate developers, and I've cut the cost of policing, saving the city 2% or 25 cents per household over a 6-year period.
At the expense of society. Think of the little people. Poor people have no voice in this city. Every time I go to meditate, someone brings in a bulldozer and builds condos. The madness must stop.
So you suggest we just stop making babies? People need a place to park their boat, trailer, and put their swimming pool. You're beginning to sound red. And by that, I mean you prefer a hammer and sickle over a hamburger.
I'm not little. I'm 5'5". It's time for corporations and all of capitalism to step aside for naturalism. You're not saving this planet. You're spending it. Your credit is no good here. We can't afford to loan you any more of our nature. Those are our truths. I only wish I could be around a little longer to enjoy it. I feel so good. Someone needs to take my legacy. I must train a little me. How old are you? I'm 23. I feel much older and wiser. I know everything. I've seen a lot of the world.
What does the rest of the world have to tell us about how to do things? Build more trains, have people elect their leader rather than an elite electoral college, ride a bike to work like a Girl Scout, or a clown with dietary concerns? No thanks, Vladimir.
I agree with that. People from other countries are good for nothing. That's why we have to keep teaching them a lesson. I tell you what makes a real man. Truck, full of stuff, and a couch to think on.
I'll tell you. Speaking as a sensualist, and by that I mean a very narrow-minded, id-centered kind of peace traffic. I recently went to Europe. I think everyone should see it for a
Kinda
while.
nice,
Really see
but
what's wrong
also
with this
bizarre
country when
how
you
you
visit
can
a European utopia.
draw people
Things like
literally
a
on the
journey,
beach.
public transportation, healthcare, leather shorts, mustaches. When I went to Belize, I helped some villagers clear some land for an environmentally friendly coal mine. We've all got to make some sacrifices if we're going to get anywhere. My dad gave me the money to set up an exciting trust there.
But how does that help the people in Vice City from worrying about whether they're going to get robbed? What drives a man to just stay?
What we need are more after-school
No traffic
sports
here.
like choir or drama so people can learn to express themselves properly by singing or pretending to be a tree. Have you ever heard a whale sing? It's a lonely form of beauty and some very ancient wisdom, helping people to help themselves with drama and choir and flowers and my dad's money.
Listen, trust fund Tommy, your ideas are pathetic. It's no wonder that mankind has
Taxi!
woken up one day to find me in charge, amigo.
Mr. Shrub, you got elected on a campaign promising to reduce taxes to zero. But under your stewardship, we We've seen taxes go up by 20% and services decline.
Nobody is interested in your statistics, Chavez. Let me tell you something, pal. I'm better than that. I will not, I shall not, I cannot stoop to your level. They assured me this was a show that understood politics, where we could debate things mano a mano. And I'd find myself
You gotta bend the rules
statistics hurled at me like so much
on
stale
vehicle
confetti.
submissions.
We cannot
Not
boil
follow
people
the
down to numbers. You have
driving
no idea, my
laws
friend,
to
what
the
it takes
T,
to
what we
serve,
do
the
anyway.
sacrifices I've made to help my country, to help Vice City, the complexity of government, the hideousness of my wife, and the way her thighs grow like our national debt. Oh, sure,
Yeah,
some people like that,
outlaws,
but not
after
me.
all.
It's a nightmare, my friend, and thrown back at me by an ingrate like you. I can scarcely get up in the morning.
And with that outrageous revelation, let's take a quick break to tell you something very informative. You're listening to Pressing Issues on Vice City Public Radio. Over to you, Jonathan.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Jonathan Freeloader and you're listening to VCPR. This portion of Pressing Issues is brought to you by Ammunition, a proud supporter of public radio and our community. We hope you're enjoying Pressing Issues and the way it challenges your view of society. Unfortunately, public radio in Vice City is under pressure. That's because we're better than everyone. You can't hear this kind of hard-hitting, long, drawn-out programming anywhere else. But you have to give money.
That's right, Jonathan. Money is important. It can be exchanged for goods and services, like getting a hip replacement or funding a starving child in Australia.
If you're all covered with flies right now, call us. Pledge your money. Give 10% of your income. That's all we ask. And for that, you know everyone can be educated on the important things we discuss on VCPR.
10% is a really small amount. I remember when I was volunteering in Central America, to make myself appear less shallow, the native peoples would give me 10% of their land for a pair of mirrored sunglasses. And they would run around me saying chicle, chicle, which is Espanol for pretty woman. It was very spiritual, like waves.
Absolutely. But remember, this radio station could disappear. The voice of unprofitable radio could be silenced. One day you wake up, roll over, and she's gone. You go into the kitchen, there's a note scroll, the sound of a taxi leaving in the distance, a thunderstorm rolls in. It's a metaphor for my haircut, or this pledge drive.
Yes, the pledge drive. Come on now. Only members or people with radios can listen to this radio station. Now back to pressing issues.
Shouldn't we give out the phone number?
Like I tell the children at the library I volunteer at, look it up yourself. No, you can't do it. And stop crying.
That's good advice. Now back to pressing issues.
Welcome back to Pressing Issues with me, Maurice Chavez. On our panel, we got the secessionist lunatic John Henry, liberal rich kid Callum Brayshaw, and neo-fascist congressman Alex Schroeder. Gentlemen, welcome back. Let's start with you, Mr. Henry. Why the F?
I'm a patriot. I've even got an orange grove tattooed all over my groin.
Excellent. But back to the matter at hand. Public safety. How do we get guns under control in this city?
By giving everyone a hope, a dream of a better tomorrow, by encouraging people to grow their own root vegetables. What's the satisfaction of holding a gun in your hand when you could be holding a hoe, planting seeds in a peasant village?
Keep your hoes and seeds to yourself. We don't need gun control. If you read the Constitution, it's a sacred document that should not be changed.
Let's want to see my finger.
Constitution, women couldn't vote, but the liberals come in crying crocodile tears. We need to get scaremongers and non-believers, men like you, Chavez, under control. I've got a good mind.
So once
to
we
your
actually do 100 fares,
don't
we should
get
get
any fun.
Yeah, exactly.
taxi car bids, jump,
You won't see a penny
something
out
like
of
that
me.
apparently.
You've got to stop spreading these lies,
not
or
sure
I'll
that
whip you
means in dollars.
myself. I'm not afraid. The Constitution asserts a man's right to bear arms and armed bears and all points in between. Who ever heard of a gun or a bear causing problems? This is
Oh, you are joking.
whatever that word is. It keeps the place safe. Trouble
Guy.
is caused by unemployment, and unemployment comes from poor economic performance and lazy people. If you had a job, would you steal a car? Of course not. And if you had a high-rise condo, a mistress, and a seat on the board, would you run around graffitiing your name all over town and making a nuisance of yourself, spinning on your back and not a hope. It's simple. If you don't have a job, starve. Get out of my constituency. By force if necessary, and starve.
That is quite simple. Are you really saying that?
Of course I am. Vice City is a growing city. Of course there are going to be some growing pains, but what I tell people is this. Gather up your life savings. Buy yourself a piece of swamp, drain it, and get rid of the damn wildlife. Then apply for planning permission. Pretty soon you could have your own retirement community or resort destination holiday place. You could start making money out of the boom, the shrub-inspired boom, and enjoy the kind of things sensible
through there.
personal bodyguards, massive fences, and a bigger collection of guns than the other guy. It stands to reason.
No, 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 no. Keep them out of here. We do not want any more old folks. If there are any old people listening, go back to your homes. Florida does not want you. Please, die somewhere else. What's wrong with Nevada, Kansas? We want a river. We need a river. The Freedom River.
And what about the other crimes? It seems car crime, fashion crime, drugs, everything is on the rise.
Absolutely. Of course it is. When I was in Uganda, people were poor but they were happy. The more you have, the less you have. And that's kind of what I'm all about. There's satisfaction in spending all day reading a basket rather than just buying one at the store. At one point in Uganda, I saw a great lake of sand and a massive speaking dome. There was a talking dog. It was a spirit journey.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about hopes, dreams, the magic of television, especially public television. Puppets can say what men cannot.
Yes, but how will that stop people taking baseball bats and pounding the living crap out of each other, as I saw in a Mother's PTA group meeting recently?
Baseball is our national sport, our national pastime. Joining together as men in order to reward the act of running around in a circle. I will thank you not to take its name in vain, Chavez.
I hate that spring training. Who do those guys think they are? Coming here and getting in the
That
way,
was sick.
showing
Little
us no
slide.
respect, drinking our orange juice, seducing our women folk. Train in your own home, mister.
Yeah,
Our
righty.
national game down here, my friend, is digging. Digging a big ditch. Ditch of hope, which will flood into a river of freedom. So far, we've dug 17 feet. Almost free, almost. When we are floating away in the Caribbean Sea, free to run things our way, singing Kumbaya in the sunshine, no school, no tax, free barbecue and pinball everywhere. Sophisticated entertainment.
Yes, but what about the new guy? What about the guy who's standing there saying, I like being part of America. I like it a lot. I get everything. I can hear these Chavez. I own a small one-bedroom home. A business selling flowers to people's streets. 3 or 4 radios, all turned on to VCPR. A dog. 15 ice creams. But I don't feel safe. I'm worried about gangs.
Gangs are a myth put out by the liberal elite to patronize and demean the working man. I mean, what kind of right-minded youth from a poor background is going to spend his time stealing things and posing in silly clothes? He could be getting ahead with a minimum wage job and making his parent proud. The dream of America is to live in a duplex and share a yard. Why would anyone want to threaten that great future? Answer me that and I'll show you a
I need to
green
go
dog.
home.
And
Captain!
speaking for the underdog, the foundation I set up with my trust fund, we believe gangs are a valid expression of a people's identity, a grouping, a community within a community. Gangs are a way to be noticed in the boxy suburbs. You scream out. Rather than urinate at the edge of your camp like a proud native, we spray power names on the walls of the mall to ward off predators.
And that's supposed to terrify people?
No. We believe passionately in non-violent solutions to life's problems. Gangs have the way to love. To be in conclusion, we award badges to good gangs and give bad gangs a silly hat to wear. It would give people something to feel proud of. Kill with kindness, not a guard tool.
Yes, but what about the guy getting beaten up on the street? Or the man having his motorcycle stolen? What about that, man?
Some of the best bikers are really women. Anyone can join our group. This is about poor people getting together.
But your father owns half of Florida. How are you part of the working class?
Like I said, possessions
Definitely trying to get a feel
at
for this
all.
vehicle.
I'll pick up a hitchhiker in my convertible any day. The other day I picked up a young woman and we discussed a non-violent solution to war. We called it peace.
Your father is a great man. He's done more for the arms trade in this state than anyone else, myself included. You shamed him with a
Destination, the
socialist
Pole
jiggery
Position
pokery humanity. America needs hope, not songs that are supposed to send food to the poor. Songs will get you nowhere. This country needs something to aim for, like being rich and laughing at
I'm
poor.
late for my
Or being in government and laughing at the
I ain't gonna lie, 50
electorate.
pairs is bloody
Mr.
law.
Shrub, let's not make this personal.
all the drop-offs are so far away.
So far, we've got
Which
secession
seems like
rearing
way.
its ugly head for the first time in a century and a half. We've got ignore it, and we've got give everyone a flower. You're all a little unrealistic, yes?
Maurice?
Not to say over-opinionated in the running, Mr. Grayshaw, how do we stop people running amok in the city with machine guns and heavy artillery?
You've got to give a man a chance. Prisons are overflowing with wasted potential. Make the guilty men innocent once more. Free them from themselves. How? How on earth do you do that? Well, you could let them off.
Great, that's a sensible plan.
Then they wouldn't be guilty anymore.
We've been doing that for years, you idiot. How do you think we'd keep prison costs down? Paid by magic or cooking the books? We say that for education. But as in most things, we in government are
maybe a
saving
change
money
of plan.
so
I might
you don't have
drop to 25
We
fares
spend less money on
and just do
services,
the
more
taxi
goes to administration
big
salaries and
submission
expenses,
for ones we
which
know.
helps make lives a lot less
Just 'cause I know
difficult for everybody.
time
It's
will
about sharing.
overlap 1 hour,
Sharing your taxes out amongst the
and
subject.
that's not a good thing.
That's why I worked so hard at school, so I could reap the rewards now.
You go to a private school because the other kids laughed at you and called you a square.
That's a damn lie. They call me wet fart.
Or I
They
can do
called
like
me the bad
the
egg because my
GTA
voice didn't
3
break until I was 19.
So, Mr.
episodes,
I'm
right
taking
after
you
like
don't believe in
34,
regulation.
33
I
and
believe in
33.
giving people a chance.
Those 3 taxi
Tying
fare
them down with lots of
episodes.
needless regulations. The fact
Probably do
is,
that, actually.
business is run by
Let's go for
moral
34
people
fares.
who won't do anything illegal or try to get rich quickly.
But since you got elected, Vice City has been characterized by a government who cut aid to the poor, offered tax breaks to the rich, and paid people to dump toxic waste near schools.
Yes.
No, but we'll do the 25 actually.
And up on Capitol Hill,
So you got the
you
two
were
main
instrumental in pushing through a bill
areas,
allowing
like the
manufacturing
mainland and the beach
sale of
area.
giggle cream, a dessert
So
with
we'll do
potential lethal
2
consequences.
lots in
Not
each
true.
area.
Only 23 people have died, and several of them probably deserved it.
No, with people being set such a bad example
3 more
by
fares
big
left.
business, how are they supposed to respect each other, to act safely in society? And how are they policed by a demoralized and underfunded police force?
Well, I'm afraid that's apparently quite a difficult question, but my solution is easy. I'm going to talk for a long time about a subject not in any way related, and pretty soon people will forget all about it. I'll remind people that I have a great haircut, and that under my stewardship, Vice City has had on average 15% better weather than before, while crime rates only go up if you don't turn the graph upside down. Turn it upside down, and they have halved. Half under me, Alex Shrub. Vote Shrub for president, and you'll have a friendly face in the White House. A man you can trust. A local man who likes golf, laughing, and photo opportunities at your store or place of business. Just send me a letter. I'll send you an automated photocopied response. We call it democracy, and that's where the money goes.
Just a
Don't interrupt. Let me finish.
But you're not-
This man won't let me speak. You, Shorty, shut up and let me speak. I'm taller than him, ladies and gentlemen, by at least 3 inches, which means I'm a lot more respectable looking. Everyone knows politicians lie and steal and cheat, but at least with me in charge, you know I look good and I have a very supercilious manner. Besides which, I've been abroad and I prefer it here because I'm a man of the
Police
people.
right at the end.
Vote Shrub. You'll get richer and you won't feel guilty about it.
Enough! We're running out of time.
Last fair too.
Completely failed to answer the question.
I'm a professional. That's my job.
And Mr. Hickory, what about you?
All right, now, these problems are typical of what happens with an open border to the north. The state is filling up with trash. People who can't tell the difference between a swamp and a marsh. Guys who don't know the first thing about the legality of marrying within the family. That's why we need a river. People, I'm telling you, pick up your spades, go into your garden, start digging as deep and as far as you can. Pretty soon the whole state will be flooded and ruined. Then they'll have to leave. We must build a boat to the north or they will come down and ruin this great state.
And Mr. Hickory, were you born in Florida?
What a stupid question. Oh, cheek.
Were you?
Of course not. No one's been born in Florida since 1877, but I've been here 5 years, which is a very long time.
Yes, it is. A very long time. Almost as long as this show. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Pressing Issues with me, Maurice Chavez, presiding over some of the least informed debate on the radio. In this episode of Pressing the Issue, we had Alex Shrub, Callum Crayshaw, and John Florida Hickory discussing safety. I guess you've all got to make up your own minds. Should we be as wet as fish or a corrupt money-grabbing thief? Gentlemen, I feel we really got some. And that Vice City and people everywhere know a lot more than they did before we began.
So there we have it.
Over to Jonathan and Melissa to talk to you about public radio in your area.
Fair completed 25 in a row and just got the point A to point B trophy at the same time.
Who wear fuzzy sweaters and find everything terribly interesting.
That worked out well.
Michelle Montañez.
And I'm Jonathan
So let's
Freeloader.
end the
Public
vehicle
radio is
submission.
very important. You may have heard
And
my
we
recent
earned
long story about my hike in the park.
11,000
That was fascinating and very important for
plus
everyone,
GTA
even the
dollars
blind.
as a
Play
reward.
selection, Jonathan.
I think this is the part where I came to the big tree.
I almost felt like I was there. You won't get this kind of nauseating detail on commercial radio. VCPR is
So that's
100%
part 1 of 4 completed. And we're back at Ocean View Hotel. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you on the next.